Good afternoon, family. I've waited so long to be able to bring this news to you. As many of you are already aware, today the President of the United States all but declared that this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, all houses of worship are to be open for services. The President used these strong words, and I quote, "Today I am identifying houses of worship, churches, synagogues, and mosques as essential places that provide essential services. Some governors have deemed the liquor stores and abortion clinics as essential. The governors need to do the right thing and allow these very important essential places of faith to open right now for this weekend. If they don't do it, I will override the governors. In America, we need more prayer, not less." End quote. This is great news, and I know that there are many of our River of God family who are ready to come back to church. However, I also know and understand that there are others who may not be ready to come back for a while. At this time and with such short notice, we do not feel like this Sunday is the appropriate time for us to come back. We need to get a group of people in this next week to do a thorough cleaning and sanitizing of the building and help us to stage some important features that will keep us in compliance with CDC guidelines. So to be clear, what I'm saying is we will have our online service this weekend as planned and scheduled, with drive-through prayer to follow from noon until 2 p.m. But we will push to be able to open our doors to the congregation on Sunday, May 31st, which is Pentecost Sunday. Now here are some things to keep in mind as you prepare to come back to church. First, we will not be returning to church as normal for quite some time. When you come back to church on May 31st, you will immediately be met with some obvious differences, as well as some new policies and procedures. Our goal is for our first service is to provide a touchless service experience. Basically, in theory, you can come to the church and not have to touch anything but the seat in which you sit. We will have the front doors and all of the other doors propped open. We will not be passing the offering plate or handing out printed bulletins. There will be no handshakes, hugs, or even fist or elbow bumps. We will expect that social distancing, a minimum of 6 feet from others, will be observed while at the church. The hallways cannot be utilized for fellowship. We will have one way in, but several ways to exit in order to stay within the social distancing guidelines and to resist the temptation to gather in certain areas. We will have hand sanitizer stations in the main foyer and the sanctuary. Now, due to the special circumstances and the higher rate of contraction, especially in our county, we're asking that everyone wear a mask until we are in the green phase. And we have ordered masks with our logo, which will be complimentary for your family, but they've just not yet been delivered. When you come in the church, we ask that you sit together as families that have quarantined together and that you space yourselves out far enough so as to maintain social distancing from other families. There will be no nursery or children's classes for a while, but if you do choose to bring your children, we will have something for them at the beginning of each service. It may be a good idea to bring a phone or tablet with some headphones to keep them occupied for the remainder of the service. Again, we know from what we've observed with other churches that not everyone is going to come running back to the church immediately. So we're prepared to continue our live streaming services so that others can continue to connect with us and worship with us from home. I hope that this information answers any questions or concerns you may have had. We look forward to worshiping with you again in person on Sunday, May 31st at 10:45 a.m.